Good morning. So I thought I would do a little tutorial on, not that it's necessary, I think it's a pretty self-explanatory set of rules, but I'll do a little tutorial on my fictional team creation. So I created a team creation and career module for Five Dice Football of Scorecard Sports. Pretty simple concept. So we're going to go ahead and create a couple of teams, and then we will play a game real quick, a basic game. So these rules can be found on my Google Drive. You click the link in the video description box. You can download this for free. Kevin said he will probably provide it also in the zipped package when people purchase Five Dice Football, so they can create their own fictional football worlds. All right, so the first thing we want to do is name a franchise. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's go with again, I like using big cities if it's modern, where there's money and there's resources. So let's make a Chicago team. In the rules, I have a Chicago Blizzard. So let's make a Houston. Let's make a Houston Barons. Right, Houston Barons. All right, so first thing we need to do is roll our franchise class. So first thing we're going to do is determine the franchise class. We're going to need D10s for this. Let's go with a neutral white, and we want to roll a 1 to 3 for Houston. It's going to be a 4. They are a second class competitor, so their franchise class FC second competitor, and that's going to give them capital of 5, and you want to track it. So if this team has a losing season or an even season, if they break even or a losing season, they'll go down to 4. Eventually they will fall into the third class, or they can win a championship and climb into the premier class. All right, so that's pretty simple. So that means we got to roll up their offense TDs, their run pass percentage. Actually, it's pass run in the rules. So let's stick with what the rules say, pass run percentage. And then we're going to have our offense field goals. And then we're going to have our defense touchdowns and our defense field goals. Right? Okay, so let's go ahead and roll here. So we're looking at the competitor for offensive touchdowns. Oh, Lord, 7 and a split rating. Oh, no, 7 and 8 split. So this is a bad offense for the competitor class, the worst possible offense the competitor class can have, which means they score automatic touchdowns on 7, but on 8, they have to confirm the touchdown on a 1 to 5 roll. So that's not good. Their run pass percentage. Let's go ahead and get their defense while we're here. Where's my one pass? There it is. Run pass percentage. Okay, our run pass percentage. What kind of offense is this? 3. They are a West Coast offense, which means they're going to throw touchdown passes from 1 to 55. Anything beyond 55 is a run. So pass is 1 to 55. Okay, their field goals while we're here. Competitor class on field goals. Oh my gosh, these guys stink. 3. So they have no automatic field goal. They literally can miss a field goal. So every time you get a 3, there's a chance that they can miss it. Oh no. So this is going to be the worst offense in this little test. Let's get their defense. Maybe they'll have a great defense. And the defense, 7, yeah, nice. Competitor class defense 7 is 7, 8, 9. So they give up touchdowns on 7, 8, and on 9. So not as good as we wanted, actually. 7, 8, 9, I rolled high. I wanted to roll low, oddly enough. 2. So they score automatic TDs on 7 and 8, and there's a split 1 to 2 chance on a 9. So again, bad offense, bad field goals, and unfortunately a porous defense. Let's look at the field goals for this defense. Oh my God, I'm rolling high. Now in the competitor class, 3, 4, 5. 3 and 4 with a 5 split. So this is not a very good football team. So there we go. that is our, again, we're going to do off seasons we don't worry about right now. Where is my final, right? We'll make sure we have everything we have. Yep, we got it all. So there we go. That's the first team. So that's the Houston Barons. Not too hot. All right, let's make the Los Angeles Stars. And what kind of class are they? Here we go. Let's stick with that white die. It's only fair. 4. They are also a second class. So their class is second, which is the competitor class. Their capital is 5. Okay, so their offense TDs, their pass percentage, their offense field goals, and then we're going to go to their defense touchdowns and their defense field goals. So you want to roll high for offense, you want to roll low for defense. Pretty simple. All right, here we go. Offense. This is my touchdown chart. What will they have? They're going to have 3. Oh, they're not hot either. 7 and 8 with a split score of 7. So they score a little better. Their pass percentage, 9. Wow, they're going to be a power. They're going to be 9 is a ball control team. They throw touchdowns on 1 to 45, so they're going to be running more in. Competitor class field goals, you want to roll high. Nope, they're 3, 4, 2. So again, both teams pretty low scoring. Again, these aren't meant to be exactly mimic the NFL, so they should be not as good across the board. All right, defensive touchdowns. This we want to roll low on so that somebody has a good defense. All right, so defensive touchdowns. Oh, there it is. Whoops, defensive touchdowns, competitor class. They're going to have a good. They're going to have the best defense you can have in the competitor class. 7, 8, 5. Very nice. And we want to roll low for their field goal is 8. No, they're going to give up field goals at a little higher rate. 3, 4, and 5. So there we go. There's 2 teams rated, ready to play. There we go. So that's kind of a walkthrough tutorial. I'm not going to go through the off season or anything. Again, pretty self-explanatory. However, for those who don't know, I printed out the 79. So here's what the season charts look like. You got every team in the 1979 season. You have their offense, touchdowns, field goals. You have their pass percentage roll. So 1 to 57, the Falcons throw a touchdown. And then, of course, we have, I need to point out to, that's interesting. Anyway, and then you have your defensive side, again, for the second half. So, and then on this side, I have the 1986 season. And then, of course, the 2024 season. All right, so here's my charts. I put these on really high-end cardstock. And I also put the 2024 teams on high-end cardstock. I don't know why. I'm not a huge fan of modern football, but it just felt good at the time. So let's go ahead and play here. We're going to have the Houston, and I'm just going to play the fast play. Again, you can play where every color is a possession, right? So I could make this possession 1, possession 2, possession 3, possession 4, and then I could determine by rolling the dice whether it's a pass touchdown or run touchdown. So we'll probably do that. So let's go ahead and put Houston at LA. So one of the things I wanted to talk about, this does have a weather pre-option. I haven't used it yet, and I haven't used the substitution field goal rule. I kind of like the game being roll, and there it is. It does have a D20 required. Let me grab a D20 here. I think I have a D20 handy. Hold on. Let me see if I can find a D20. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We've got a beautiful set of dice. I never use these. These are the best dice I own. These are Zocchi dice. They are remarkable. Balanced, hard edges, so when they hit the table, they lock down. They're lightweight. They're fantastic. All right, so there's our run, pass, touchdowns. Here's our D20. And we'll set this aside. Okay, so I'm not going to note them. I'm going to roll, and I'll take them from left to right. So this would be the first possession, second possession, third possession, fourth. I'm just going to do them how they hit the table. Okay. So Houston, here we go. Let's find out what Houston does in the first half. Remember, in first half, you're looking at the offense for both teams. So let's look at Houston. And again, I'm going to read them left to right for first possession, etc. So here we go. First possession is a touchdown. Second possession is a punt. Third possession is a potential field goal. We have a 0 and a punt. So how about that? Our first, so Houston is going to be a touchdown, automatic touchdown. We just have to roll to see if it is. If I roll a 0, they miss the PAT. Nope, they make the PAT. How did they score their touchdown? 1 to 55 is a pass touchdown. 90, they're going to run this in. So run TD with a PAT. That was possession 1. Possession 2 is a punt. Possession 3 for them, unfortunately, is a potential field goal, which means we need to roll. So I have to confirm 1. So 1 to 7, we make the field goal. 2, we do. So we're going to get a field goal. So the third possession is a field goal. Fourth possession is potential trouble on the D20 chart. So we got to roll. We are the visitors. So 1 to 4, there's a potential thing. No. So nothing. That's going to be a punt. And last but not least, the final possession, 6, is a punt. So again, I talked about how this offense is not very good. They managed 10 points despite that. First half, they're going to score 10. That's pretty cool. So you could see this as first quarter, and this is second quarter. Second quarter would be longer because of the 2-minute warning. So if you wanted to break this into, now I don't know how Kevin does this. He may actually break this down on his own channel in his debut video. But for me, it's simple. First quarter would go faster because there's not as much stoppage of the clock. So I could list this as quarters 7 and 3. Okay, so let's go ahead now and do LA, right? Their first possession. All right, so again, I'm reading them left to right instead of trying to, I'm not going to waste time writing colors down. It's just the thing I don't want to mess with. All right, so left to right, this is the leftmost 9. Touchdown, potential field goal, and nothing. Okay, so very simple. The first one is going to be 9. On their offense, they do not have a 9, so that's a punt. Their second possession is a potential it's a touchdown, automatically a touchdown, but do they kick the extra point? They do, and then we just need to roll to see if it's a pass. 1 to 45, it's a pass. It is a run, so they're going to run TD with a PAT. So their first quarter, they score 7. Now we're going to the second quarter. Those are out of the way. We got another touchdown. Do they score their PAT? They do. How do they score the touchdown? It is a running touchdown. So, man, looking good. So that's taken care of. Then we got 4, which is a potential field goal if I roll a 1 or a 2. So now I got to confirm that field goal with a 1 or a 2. No. So it's going to be a missed field goal. And then last but not least, we have a 1, which is a punt. All right, folks, so we actually have 14. So at halftime, it is 10 to 14. The Houston Barons are actually doing fairly well. And LA, despite both these teams having pretty bad offenses. All right, so second half, we know it's defense. So again, I'm going to put here offense just to remind me that we did offense. And over here, it's defense. Right, and it's going to be, I'm going to do LA this time. And I'll do Houston second. So we're going to go with LA, and let's roll Houston's defense for the LA offense. Okay, and I'm going to read them as farthest left. So 2 is going to be a punt. So LA is going to punt. They're going to score a touchdown. This is leftmost. 2 is going to be a punt. So let's go ahead and get that touchdown check. Do they miss the extra point? They do not. What kind of touchdown? Do they score? 37 over here in LA. Is a pass TD. How about that? So their second possession is a pass TD with a PAT. Their third possession is a punt. And by the way, that would mark the start of the fourth quarter. Their fourth possession is a potential touchdown. I just have to roll 1 to 5, and it's an automatic touchdown. And yes, it is a touchdown. and 44 on their chart is another pass TD. Wow, so they're LA, despite them being a running team, throws a second pass. Remember, we don't have to confirm on a split check. You do not have to confirm the place kick, the point after touchdown. And then last but not least, they have to punt the ball away. So LA scores 7 in the third, and in the fourth they score another 7, folks. They're going to score 28 points in the first game. Let's go ahead and do Houston. So now Houston's looking at LA's defense. I am going to want Houston's pass percentage. Okay, so we're looking at the LA Stars defense for Houston's second half performance. And I'm just reading them left to right. So leftmost is 9 on the defense. So Los Angeles defense test is nothing. So that's going to be a punt. 7. So they're going to get a touchdown. Do they kick the extra point? They do. And what kind of touchdown does Houston score? It's a running touchdown. How about that? So run TD with a PAT, and that ends the quarter. They're going to get 7 in the third. Okay, then we read again leftmost. 8 is a potential touchdown. So what we're checking is if we score it against their defense. So defensive touchdown, 8. It's a 1 to 5. We're going to score another touchdown. Yes, touchdown. What kind is it? It is a pass. It is a run touchdown. Wow, and remember, we don't have to check the PAT on split checks. 6 is a punt, and 4 is a potential field goal on this defense. It is 1 to 5. They're going to make the field goal. No, missed field goal at the end of the game, and that's it, folks. This game's done. We get a touchdown, and then we get a touchdown and a missed field goal. Oh, that's too bad. 24-28, what a game. So LA, and LA is slightly better on both sides of the ball. Matter of fact, the Houston defense is on touchdowns is really pretty bad. 7, 8, 9, not good at all. But it works out. Los Angeles wins 28-24. We have played 5 dice football, fictional, right, tutorial. It's a great game. I really love the action. I love that there's some dice interpretation here. You can do it fast. You know, that's a punt. That's a punt. That's a punt. Punt, punt, punt. Right? First half's over. Right? So in game 2, LA 0. Houston's first half would be punt, 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 and 2 potential touchdowns for Houston. I have to roll 5s. Nope. And yes, so we're going to get a touchdown. What kind of touchdown would they have gotten in this first half? They would have had a pass TD. So 7. That's the first half. Second half, we'll be looking at defenses, so you can see how quick it can go. So this would be, we're going to do Houston first because they are ahead. It's going to be a touchdown with a PAT confirmation. PAT confirmation is good. Potential touchdown for, again, LA looking at Houston's defense. 1 to 8 is, that's automatic. So that's 2 touchdowns, and we do have to check the PAT. Yep. So that's 14 points. And then we have an automatic field goal, 14, 17 punt, and a special. So 17, let's make the check for the special. Oh, wait, we roll the D10 for this. It is going to be check, and that check is going to be 3, nothing. Okay, so 17 points. LA blows up on the poor Houston defense in the second half, so the total for them would be 17. All right, Houston against LA's offense, just to play a second game with again, just looking touchdown. So again, for Houston, we're looking at that defense. Touchdown. No, these are punt, potential field goal on a 1 to 5. Yep, no, missed it, and the PAT is good. So we are going to have 7, missed field goal, and punt. So 7, missed field goal, so 7. This game would have been 1-14. So there's the total, or the final, if I just play quickly. First half, second half, and there we go. So now we've played it both ways. Pretty quick, right? You just roll and double check those ratings and confirm split rolls, confirm PATs. If we have a 0, We then need to roll to see if something happens. If it happens, we roll a d20 to find out what that something is. So in the first game, LA wins 28-24, doing the full possessions. I say full. It's identical. Nothing changes in the game except details. Exactly the same game, but one, you're checking every die as its own possession, so you can keep details. So you can pick, find out who ran for a touchdown, right? Plus you're rolling to see if it's a running touchdown or passing touchdown. If you just play the fast game, we just roll their first half possessions. That's a touchdown, punt, punt, punt. So that'd be 14 points in the first half for Houston or whatever, right? So the second game is LA wins again, 17 over Houston 14. So LA is the better team. They win 2 games here. And that's how it works. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.